Okay, hello everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy to see you all in attendance. My name is Mia and I'm the recruitment marketing lead at Olds College, and I'm going to be your moderator for this evening. I'm joined by one of our student recruitment officers, Alex, who's going to be presenting the information tonight on our Ag Tech Integration Post-Diploma Certificate and our Precision Agriculture Techgronomy Diploma. Our agenda is pretty straightforward for tonight. Our presentation on programming is going to run until around 7 p.m., where then a Q&A will begin. For the Q&A, we have a panel of some really great, wonderful, knowledgeable people. We have one of our admissions officers, Margot Cartwright, our student experience coordinator for the Workland School of Ag Tech, Michael Frankiu, and two of our Ag Tech instructors, Ravneet Singh and Bertrand Bickersteth. Please feel free as we're going through to write your questions that come up in the question box, or you can definitely save them till the end, and either way we'll make sure that they get answered. Also, if you do stay till the very end of our presentation, you'll receive a $25 promo code to the campus store, so just keep a lookout for that. I'm now going to pass the mic over to Alex, and he's going to make sure all of your audio settings are looking good, and then we're going to jump right into the presentation. Alex, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mia. Good evening, everyone. As Mia mentioned, my name is Alex Gutierrez, and I work as Student Recruitment Officer within the Office of the Registrar. Before we get started with all this information, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear us perfectly. So on your screen, you should be able to have, you should have a control panel, very similar to the one that is showing on our presentation here. So I'm going to ask you to please raise your hand, so that way I can make sure that everyone can hear us properly. So on the left-hand side of the panel there's an option with a little icon. There's about 3 different circles. One has a red microphone, and then at the very bottom there's one that has a hand. So I don't know if you can click on it to make sure that everyone can. Okay, I start seeing a few hands going up. So I'm just going to give a few more seconds. Okay, yeah, I see a few more. Awesome. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and lower all of your hands. Thank you so much for doing that. This control panel will also help you if you have any questions. You can type them up and send them our way, and we have our admission officers on site answering your questions, and we'll also be sharing some of those with our guests at the end of the presentation during our Q&A session. Okay. We also have on the control panel an option that says handouts. So on there we have one is our college admission guide, in case you just want to learn more information about all of our general programs. And then we also have our view book as well that will give you some more information, admission requirements, and things like that. So feel free to download those if you want to, or all that information is also available on our website. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to the next slide here, please. Yeah, perfect, thank you. So a little bit of history about Olds College. So Olds College has been around since 1913, so we've been around for over 100 years. We started back in 1913 as a school of agriculture. Olds College gets its name from the town of Olds, where we are located, which is about an hour north of Calgary, 2 hours south of Edmonton. So we're right in between the main 2 cities of the province. For those that are very familiar with the area here, we're also very close to the cities of Red Deer and Airdrie as well. So we're very well connected. The town of Olds is also has also a population of about 9,000 people. So we're still considered a small town, but we have all the services of a big city. So if students come here and they need to go shopping or do different activities like that, we have all the services available here in town. Another important thing for international students, in case there's any joining us today for this webinar, Olds College is a designated learning institute, which means that our programs are eligible to be considered for post-graduation work permit programs. Can we go to the next slide, please, Mia? Awesome. So Olds College has a great reputation of hands-on education. All right, so we believe that that's the best way to learn. So once you've done something, you will never forget that, right? So Old College is, again, very proud of that. We also have a very strong agriculture background. So most people that have heard of us before, will make the connection Old College with agriculture. And again, we're also very proud of that. But we also have other programs that we've been adding, throughout the last 100 years that will also align with our vision. Some of their animal health programs, business, equine, horticulture, land environment, hospitality and tourism, remastered, meat processing, trades and apprenticeships. But as Mia mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, today we will be focusing in our agriculture technology programs. Can we go to the next one, Mia, please? Awesome. Before we start with the program information, I always like to show this different pathways. Working as student recruitment officer for the past 5 years almost, I realized that sometimes the students get a little confused of what they can do with their certificates or their diplomas if they decide to go to college. What can they do after that? And there's so many different opportunities. So for example, if the student decides to take a diploma, then they can connect that with an apprenticeship. Then they can move maybe into a post-diploma certificate, or maybe they can go into a Bachelor of Applied Science, or if they also prefer, we have different post-diploma, articulation agreements with other institutions, so those students can then transfer to another post-secondary institution and continue their journey that way if they want to advance their studies. So there's different opportunities, and the most important thing for you to know is that we're here to assist you. Okay, if at any time or any moment you have questions or anything, you can always come to us and we'll do our best to assist you with that. All right, so before we start with the presentation here or jump into our programs, we're going to talk about a very important thing, which is our Olds College Smart Farm. Okay, so our Smart Farm is essentially a giant lab that provides the agriculture sector a venue for commercial scale applied research. Okay, so Olds College has its own farm, which is it's approximately, I believe, close to 2,800 acres of land. So what we did is that we transformed our traditional farm into a farm of the future. So we collect data for everything that we do. We also do different research activities on it, and then again, we allow our students to go out there and continue to learn and integrate that into their learning. So the purpose of the Olds College Smart Farm is to establish the most efficient way to collect and implement the world's best digital agriculture technologies for crop and livestock production. Also to demonstrate increased efficiency of farming operations through implementation of the smart technologies and practices, and to utilize commercial and pre-commercial technologies for world classification, demonstration, and applied research. If you also want to learn more about this, I will invite you to visit our website, oldscollege.ca/Olds College Smart Farm, and then you will be able to see and learn more about the great work that is being done on our Smart Farm. And there's also the option to see a Smart Farm interactive project map, where interested students can learn more about the specific projects that are going on the farm, and also see exactly what they are located on the farm, which is pretty cool. Here on the screen, you can see a snapshot there of what that website looks like, the different options available in case you're interested. Okay, can we go to the next one, Mia, please? Perfect. So now we're going to jump right into our program information this evening. So we'll start with our Precision Agriculture Agronomy Diploma. This one is one of our newer and exciting diplomas that we're offering here at the college. The first intake for this program was in September of 2020. So this year, April 2022, we'll actually have our first graduation class. So we're very excited about that. And many of you joining us today, the terms precision agriculture and agronomy may be new to you, right? So please allow me to explain before we continue. So a simple definition of precision agriculture is it is a method of farming that uses technological innovations like GPS guidance, drones, sensors, soil sampling, and precision machinery in order to make an operation better. Okay, an example for this will be to grow crops more efficiently. Okay, so the main goal will be for precision agriculture techniques is to help farmers to make more informed decisions about their operations based on the unique nature of their own operations, right? So that they can do the right thing in the right place at the right time, okay? So the other word that you will see there on the screen, which is agronomy, that's a very fancy word. So that means, or that's kind of the main focus of our program, and it kind of means that it's the understanding and connection between data, technology, and agronomy. So in the program, the students will look at existing agriculture operations to determine what questions need to be asked and answered in order to move forward. So for example, students will start with these questions, then they will determine, what data needs to be collected. Then they will move into what technology can be used to collect this data. And then once they have that information, they move into how to implement it, how to implement the technology into the existing infrastructure. So once the students have all of that in place, then the students will also learn how to interpret the data they start collecting to make informed decisions. Okay? So to round out the cycle, then students will learn how to implement changes and analyze it, analyze the results of their decision. Once they start doing that, then the cycle will begin all over again, asking questions, collecting the data, analyzing it, making decisions, and then implementing these decisions. Then again, analyzing, making sure that this was the right decision, or if the process needs to be changed, then they will do those changes. Okay, so another important thing about this program is that students will also participate in classroom and hands-on training activities on our smart farm, which I already described earlier. So again, this is something that really sets Olds College apart from many other institutions in Canada. Another important information to mention about this program is that along with the data and technology that students will be learning about, they will also expand their knowledge or understanding in soils, plants, waters, along with foods, electronic, and problem solving, in order to be able to understand the connection between the data technology and also how it relates to the agricultural sector. Okay. There's also another important thing about the program is that there's a 400-hour internship available that kind of falls between the first year and the second year. So this allows the students to have a first-hand opportunity to learn from industry and have an integrated learning opportunity within the field of agriculture technology. But also, it will allow them to, after they complete their integrated learning portion, then go into their second year and continue to build upon what they've learned or what they've experienced during that learning opportunity. Okay, so if you can skip to the next, oh, you were right on that one, sorry. So in terms of this program, there's different opportunities, right? The new programs were developed with much feedback from industry partners, and Olds College has a solid reputation working with employers in the industry. So this directly translates into jobs for graduates. So again, due to the uniqueness of this program and this industry in general, I would say, some of those positions within companies and job titles and career paths will be kind of updating in the near future here. Some of the opportunities that you can see already on the screen, are already available, but they're not limited to those. Okay. You will also want to remember that internships in this program, these are great opportunities for students to build those career connections, try out career paths, learn more about opportunities that come up in the future, and again, it's a good opportunity for them to start, get their foot on the door for this great industry. Okay. So now I would also like to invite our admission officer for the program, Margot Cartwright, to talk a little bit about the admission requirements for this program, and because this is a very important stepping stone to get into the program, right? To make sure that you have the high school requirements that are needed, and then we'll jump into the next program. So Margot, are you available there?
I am, Alex. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. As Alex mentioned, I'm Margot Cartwright, and I'm the admission officer here at Olds College for the two programs we're talking about this evening. So as was mentioned earlier, the admission requirements for this program are based on high school academics. Therefore, the admission process, we're looking for the following courses on your high school transcript. These courses will become the foundation of what you're going to build upon in this program. So we're looking for 50% or better in the English language 30-1 or 30-2 This is Alberta education curriculum. So if you're from out of province, please note we do have an equivalency chart on the website, and we can ensure that you get a copy of that as well. So we're looking at 55% or better in Math 20-1 or 20-2, that's grade 11 math, and 50% or better in 2 biology 20, chemistry 20, physics 20, or science 20. So we want 2 of those science at the 20 levels, or 1 of those at the grade 12 or the 30 level. So, and all students coming to Olds College will meet that English language proficiency requirement. So a couple of notes on the admission process. If any applications who may still be completing some of those academic admission requirements, either in high school or perhaps they're completing some academic upgrading, you want to send us proof of enrollment in those courses so that we can look at conditional admission at the time of the application. And final marks will be reviewed once you complete these courses at the end of your academic year. And academic upgrading must be completed 1 month prior to start of the program. So as I mentioned earlier, a little reminder for those who are out of province, please remember to submit your high school transcripts and your high school timetable when you send your application in. And if you have any questions whatsoever about the admissions process, we'll be happy to help you out. So our information can be sent on the Olds College webpage under the programs page. So I look forward to talking to you later on in the program.
Awesome, thank you, Margot. So now the next program that we'll be talking about is our Agriculture Technology Integration Post-Diploma Certificate. So for this program, it is important to mention that this is an advanced 3rd-year technical program that requires some strong understanding of agriculture technology. Therefore, this program is not available for students coming out of high school. Okay? So this program is designed for those that have already completed a related post-secondary diploma or degree. So for example, if someone has taken the Precision Agriculture Agronomy diploma, then they can take this program to continue to build their knowledge and experience in the agricultural technology industry. And this 8-month program will provide you with the understanding of how related technologies and components interact to provide the agriculture producer with information on real-time monitoring they need to make informed decisions. So learning about this, sorry, is there one there? Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened there. So when learning about this new programs, one of this example of this program was given to us by the Dean of the Workland School of Agriculture Technology. And this kind of really explains what the program is all about. So for example, this program is about starting with a farming operation that has a green tractor, a blue implement, a field that they want to collect yield data on, new technology sensors, and has their internet connection and computer in the house. This program is about asking and answering the questions, how to make existing equipment and technology work with the new technology so that there is no need to invest in all new equipment. Okay? So in order to be able to use new technology and gather data to answer the yield question. In other words, the students will learn how to link emerging technologies with existing farm infrastructure through installation, calibration, troubleshooting, repairing hardware and equipment, including mechanical and software systems. So through their on-campus classes and high-tech, hands-on experiences at Olds College Smart Farm, the students will learn how to recognize these connections. So can we go to the next slide there, Mia, please? Awesome, thank you. So as with the Precision Agriculture Technology Diploma, career opportunities due to the uniqueness of this program as well, and the integration of these new positions within companies, job titles, and career paths, these options are always being updated, but some of the opportunities are available but not limited to the following on the screen. Data management, digital farming specialist, service technician, crop risk specialist, and other options like that. Okay, so now I'm going to invite Margot again to just kind of talk a little bit about the admission requirements and how they kind of vary from a program like the diploma program. Okay.
Hi again, everyone. As Alex mentioned, where the Precision Agriculture Diploma built upon those high school curriculums, admission to the Agriculture Technology Integration Post-Diploma Certificate Program is based on the successful completion of a post-secondary diploma or degree. And these can be in the area of mechanics, agriculture, land, environment, technology, engineering, forestry, or information systems. And the cumulative GPA of the program must be a 2.5 GPA or higher. Alternatively, the applicant could also be a certified journey person status in the area of agriculture equipment technician or heavy equipment technician as well. It's important to note that applicants' entire post-secondary diploma or degree will be used to determine admissibility into this program. An applicant will not receive advanced credit or transfer credit towards the new Olds College credential. So any post-secondary diploma or degree, the entire completion will be used as an admission requirement. And just a note as well that this program is to be completed in 2 consecutive terms. So you're going to go start to finish September through April. So I will hand it back to Alex. We'll look forward to talking to you later.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Margot. Again, this was a brief introduction of what the programs are all about, just to give you an idea. Later on, we will have some faculty members and staff members from the Workland School of Agriculture Technology joining us and sharing more in detail what the day-by-day things that happen in this amazing program. So now I'd like to invite Michael Frankiw, who's the Student Experience Coordinator for the Workland School of Agriculture, to join us to talk a little bit about the different activities available for the students in these programs. Michael, are you there? Hello?
Oh, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Michael. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, my name is Michael Frankiw. I'm the Student Experience Coordinator for the Workland School of Ag Tech. So through my role, I get to help develop different opportunities for students within the Workland School. Some of the cool things that we do are, so we have the weekly WSAT email that has job postings for each of the different programs within WSAT, as well as volunteer opportunities and conference and seminar opportunities. Some of the fun seminars that we've talked about going to are AgriTrade, Agribition, the Digital Ag Conference, as well as different opportunities throughout North America and the globe. There's Agritechnica within Germany. There's the Ranching for Profit in Colorado. So there's lots of different opportunities that we want to be able to allow students to engage with, to start engaging with industry. So that's what leads into the second point, is the Workland Industry Engagement Group. It's a very new group that we started this year. Through this group, we get to introduce them to different members of different businesses to be able to help them build their professional network. So it's one thing when you start your post-secondary life. I know it's crazy to think about it, but as soon as you walk in those doors, you're only 8 months away from needing that summer job. So it's not a what you know basis, it's a who you know. So it's great to start engaging with different industry members in that sense. And like it says there on point 2 with AgriTrade, we were able to secure free admission for all Olds College students to AgriTrade, which is a big ag exhibition in Red Deer that happens every year. And then the third point is the Workland Industry Mentorship Program. So through that, we have partnered, I think it was about 37 different students from across our 5 programs with industry mentors, from CEOs to agronomists to whatever you're looking for. So our key thing was to engage students with different industry professionals to get them more hands-on knowledge of what's happening within industry. And through these things, businesses across Alberta and Saskatchewan have been contacting the college to hire these specific students from the ag tech programs because they want a trained and engaged ag student. Some of the key things that they've been looking for have been digital farming specialists, precision agronomists, and ag tech adoption specialists to help farmers and their local people learn the different things that are happening within agriculture, as well as help them adopt it into their current business models. And so yeah, that's really what I have. So I'll hand it back to you, Alex.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael, for all that information. Michael, and we'll be back at the end for a Q&A session to share more information about what goes on in the Workland School of Agriculture Technology in terms of activities. So now let's talk a little bit about applying to the college. So you guys know what we do. So now the question is how you get here, right? Margo already explained what you need, but let's talk a little bit about the application process. So first, you will need to submit an application, right? In order to do this, you will need to go through applyalberta.ca. You can find this link on our website. If you go there and then you just click on apply now, it will take you directly to that site. You submit your applications, create your profile there. Then you need to pay an application fee, which is $90 for domestic students and $150 for international students. Please note this is a non-refundable fee that you need to pay. Then you have to submit your transcripts and timetable. So in this case, it's very important to explain a few things. So first, if you're a student from Alberta, you do not need to submit your transcripts. We can get those directly from the government with your Alberta student number. But if you're a student from out of the province or internationally, obviously you will need to submit those. If you don't have your final marks yet, if you're still in high school but you have your midterm marks, you might be able to submit those, and we'll accept those with the condition that you will submit your final marks once you have, right? Some additional requirements. So some programs will might ask you for additional documentation. In this case, I believe these programs do not ask for that. And then pay tuition deposits. So once you get accepted into the program, you get your admission letter, then you will need to pay your deposit to save your spot in the program. Okay. So important to mention here, so applications for these programs will start the first Wednesday of October at 9 a.m. So, which is for summer and fall programs, and these two programs fall kind of around that area there. It's important to mention that the programs are non-competitive. So they are first qualified, first submitted. In other words, first come, first served. So make sure that you submit your application. Although these programs are not competitive, the earlier you apply, the better. If you let time go by, the program might get full pretty quick. So make sure that you apply as soon as you can. All right. So we go into the next one, Mia, please. Important thing to talk about is scholarships, bourses, and awards, right? Sometimes that's a big worry when you're going to post-secondary. How am I going to afford it? How am I going to be able to cover all these expenses? So there's different things that you can do. You can apply for student loans. We actually have a person here on the site that will be able to walk you through that process on how to apply for a student loan. But we also have scholarships, bourses, and awards available for students. Every year we give out close to $500,000 to our students. And basically all they need to do is submit an application. They submit their application first day, that will cover for the fall and winter semesters there. And basically just kind of wait after that. That's kind of all it is. They're just waiting. You might be able to get some money. And again, this is free money that you don't need to pay back. Student loans, you at some point need to pay them back, but this is free money that you don't need to pay back, and you can use to cover your expenses or anything related to your school expenses. Okay, so we'll go to the next one here. So now live on campus. So if you are planning to come to Olds College and you don't know where you want to live, we have an option here on campus for you. In fact, we actually have two options on campus. So one is our Centennial Village, which is our residence building. So here, I always like to refer to this one as a hotel. You get your own room, private bathroom. You even get your own internet connection, so you're never going to have a slow Wi-Fi here at Olds College, which is very important nowadays. So here, again, you have your own space. It's important to mention here that you do not have a kitchen when you live here in Centennial Village. And because of that, then it is mandatory to have a meal plan. So for the meal plan, there are a couple options. There's a plan that is kind of only for, they call it a commuter plan, which is all your meals from Sunday supper all the way until Friday at lunchtime. Or there's also the full meal plan where you have access to the cafeteria every single day for all your treatments. Again, it's important to mention that our meal plan, it's all you can eat. So our students can go in there as many times as they want and eat as much or as little as they want to as well. So that's a very important thing. They don't need to worry about cooking. They don't need to worry about doing dishes or anything like that. They go in there, they eat, and then they leave. Okay. Within Centennial Village, there's also some other facilities available, like a small fitness center that students can use, some other recreational spaces, ping pong tables as well. So again, it's a very nice place to live, and you're also right in the heart of campus. So you're only a couple minutes away from your classes. So the next one, you can keep on that, Mia, please. So now the other option available here on site is the townhouses. Okay, so townhouses is basically it's a house with 4 rooms and 2 bathrooms, and now you also have a kitchen here. So here's important to know that you will have your own space, so you have your own room, but now you're going to be sharing space with your roommates. So you will have 3 other roommates. Now you don't need to have a meal plan here. You can cook your own meals, which is very important. So sometimes we see students that might have friends coming to Olds College. They all want to live together. You can request that as well. Or if you're open to meet other people, then you can do that as well. Okay, so it's a good opportunity. In terms of cost, it's exactly the same cost to live in residence as it is to live in Centennial Village. The only difference there will be the meal plan. In terms of rent for these 2 programs that we're talking about today, it will be approximately $765 a month to live here on campus. Okay, and that includes your internet, your utilities, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but again, that's only for the rental room. If you also want to have a meal plan, then that will be an extra cost for that, depending on the meal plan that you choose. Okay, can we go to the next one, please, Mia? So athletics. So if you are an athlete and you want to enhance your student experience by also playing the sport that you like, we have an option for you as well here. So we have the Olds College Broncos that compete in the ACAC here in Alberta, and so we compete against all the other bigger institutions here in the province. So we have different sports available as well. So if you can click on the next one, please. So the sports that we compete here in ACAC is basketball, volleyball, soccer and futsal, women's hockey. We also have badminton team, and we also have varsity rowing team. Okay, so yeah, if you're an athlete of any of these sports, my suggestion is always to reach out to the coaches. Okay, so if you go to gobroncos.ca, there's a form there where you can actually submit your information, and then the coaches will contact you to just let you know a little bit more of that. Yeah, can you go back on the slide, please? And again, summer scholarships are also available. So this might be another way to go to school, cover some of the expenses, and plus again, travel around the province, play the sport that you like, meet other fellow student athletes. Good opportunity to do that if you're interested. Or if you are not into sports, you can always come and watch the games. Students at Olds College get free access to the games. So if you just want to come and cheer on your fellow student athletes, you can do that as well. Okay. So next one, please, Neil. So student life. So we have a great student association here at Olds College that looks after the student body. So they come up with all kinds of different activities for students to engage and meet other students and just have fun when they're here on campus. So they have different student clubs that you can join. If they don't have the student club that you're looking for, you might be able to start your own club as well. They will support you and walk through the whole process and how to do it. They also, again, as I mentioned, they have different events and activities. It could be free barbecues or concerts or just things that are happening. They also look after our student pub here on campus, which is called The Crossing. So they manage the place, and all the money that they make in there goes back into the student association, so they can have more free events and free activities for students on campus. So it's a good way to support the student community that way. And there's also other services available through them that students will have access to. And most of these events are either free or are a very reasonable cost. Can we go to the next one, please, Mia? Oh, important to mention too is that they look after the health and dental benefits that our students get. So health and wellness. We always know that it's, it could be tough to move away from home, especially if it's the first time you're doing it. Right? If you're going to post-secondary, you've never been there before, or even if you've done it before, it's always tough to just go away, right? So we have lots of different supports to make sure that our students are feeling well, are healthy, and that they have all the things that they need to be successful. That's our most important goal, is that we want our students to be successful. So we have the following supports available. We have counseling. It's all free, it's all confidential for students. We also have doctors, nurses on site. The nurses are here pretty much Monday to Friday, and the doctors are here once or twice a week, just depending on the time of the year. But again, you can book your appointment right here on site. You don't need to go all the way to the hospital way there and then come back to campus. You can do all of that here on campus. We also have a massage therapy room, which again, as I mentioned, we have some health and dental benefits available through our student association. So some of those massages might be covered if you decide to take them here on campus. That will be available as well. Have a testing center in case you need any extra time to write an exam or any other accommodation you might need. And we also have a student center and Indigenous services available as well. So all of that information is available on our website, and we'll make sure to give you all that information once you become an Olds College student. Okay, can we go to the next one, please? Again, so in terms of facilities that we have here at Olds College, so have our learning commons. So we have obviously our library in here. So lots of different places where you can go there if you need a quiet space to study, to work on a group assignment or anything like that. We also have technology support in case you're having any issues with your student accounts or maybe your laptop or something like that. You might be able to get some support from there. And also we have a learning center. So we have tutoring available for students. We have accessibility services that again are free and confidential. But all we ask students is just to let us know that they need help, right? It's just it's a matter of asking for all this help. All the support is there in place. And we try to encourage our students to ask for all those options. Okay, can we go to the next one, please, Mia? And just to finish here, shop our campus. If you've never been to our campus, it is a beautiful place. I can tell you that, especially during the summertime, where we have you know, all of our gardens and all of our wetlands, you know, full of color, and just a really nice place to come for a walk. And we also have some other places that people can just come and visit. We have our campus store. As Mia mentioned, there will be a code in the next few minutes here for attending this webinar. You can use that at the campus store. We also have a retail meat store. It is closed for right now because there's some renovations. We gained a new building, but it will be opening hopefully soon. We also have a brewery on campus. We also have a greenhouse, and on Fridays we do greenhouse sales, so people can come and buy the products that our students in the horticulture programs will prepare. And then we also have print services for any printing needs that our students or community might have. Yeah, can you go to the next one, please, Neil? Okay, so again, another reason to come and check out our campus. So in March is campus tour month. Okay, so if you book a campus tour in the next month, you will get a free swag bag full of different goodies that you can, you know, enjoy. And again, you will get a free campus tour of our facilities and check out the different things that we offer. And I always said the best thing to get to know a place or to know if this is the right place for you is to come check it out. So see if you can actually picture yourself here, and if you feel that this is the right place for you to be. That's I honestly think that's how I found my post-secondary institution, which was actually Olds College. I just came to check out the campus, and that for me, I was completely sold after that. Like, I want to come to this place, and that's what I invite you to do. Come check us out, and you know, find out if this is a place that you can picture yourself in. Next one, Mia, please. Yeah, so Discovery Day. So we're actually having at campus an in-person event on May 12th, 2022 from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. So we're going to have different activities. We're going to have campus tours as well. And, you know, we're going to be having faculty on site, talking to prospective students and getting you all the information that you need. So if this is something that you would like to do and you like to explore this opportunity, I suggest you come and sign up online. Just go to our website. You will be able to find the link there. Again, it's a really good opportunity to get all your questions answered. If you've already applied, again, start connecting with your instructors and faculty and all that kind of stuff. Or if you are still kind of on the fence, I invite you to come check us out that day. There will be lots of different surprises, and it's a really good day. And we might have free applications that day as well. Can we go to the next one, Mia, please? And yeah, and again, another important thing to let you know is that if you pay your tuition deposit by June 1st, so once you apply to the program and been accepted and you pay your tuition deposit before that date, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win $2,500 tuition credit. Okay, so make sure to apply today, and again, you still have a few months to go if you're interested in doing this. Okay. And well, thank you so much for attending. Again, the promo code is right now there on the screen. It's promo 25. This code will expire in 24 hours, so make sure to use it. If you're close to Olds, come check out our campus store, or I believe you can also do it online if you submit the code there, and you can get a $25 off of your next purchase there. Some conditions apply. If you want more information, again, visit our website, oldscollege.ca. That's where we update all of our information, or follow us on social media. Okay, my name is Alex Gutierrez. I'm going to turn it over to Mia, who will be moderating our faculty and admissions Q&A. Mia, you there?
I am here. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so we are moving on to the Q&A portion of our presentation. So if you haven't already, we've had a few questions come in, but if you haven't already, feel free to type any questions you have in the chat. In the meantime, I'm gonna just start asking some that we have received. The first person I'm gonna ask, okay, the first question I have is, do we have examples of the kinds of hands-on experience that students will get in the Precision Agriculture Techagronomy Diploma? So, Rav, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. Yeah, so I can try and answer that question. So in the Techagronomy Diploma, there's a subject about understanding how water and soils aspect of growing crops in a broadacre agriculture. So the way we get that, the way we enable technology into that learning and hands-on is we not only just grow the plants in the greenhouses, but we also integrate those plants with all sorts of soil moisture sensors, ambient light, humidity sensors, and we also have a camera all integrated to our what we call at Olds College as OC Ray, Olds College Remote Ag Ecosystem cloud platform, and the students feed that information, or the students rig that apparatus and let it run for a couple of weeks. It collects the information and also generates the video of their plant growing as if they were preparing a time-lapse video. And then we gather that data set, and we try to understand the different types of, say, water-induced stresses or soil-induced stresses on the plant. So we use technology, and we also have hands-on aspect. We also understand about the agronomy side of things. So that would be a good example of how we integrate hands-on under all circumstances, and also enable technology while we're at it.
That's great, thank you. So while I have you here, two things. I should have gotten you to introduce yourself prior to speaking. Are you able to just introduce yourself so everyone knows who's speaking?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Rav Singh. I wear a couple of hats at the college. I'm a faculty and instructor at the Workland School of Agriculture Technology. I'm also a subject matter expert on three things: cloud integration, embedded electronics, and artificial intelligence. So my primary role is to integrate technology into all the aspects that we're trying to understand at the Olds College. So I am the technology in the ag tech. So I'm the tech person. That's just a little bit about me. And yes, I do teach a couple of courses at the college in the ag tech integration certificate program. They have to do with network communications and ag function integration and automation robotics in agriculture.
Perfect, thank you. And I do have another question for you. What does the course load look like for these programs? Will I be getting a lot of homework?
That's a good question. It's not homework if you enjoy that sort of thing. The courses are designed so that students take most of their lab curriculum and assignment curriculum during the time they're assigned in the classroom. If all goes well, they should be able to cover 90% of what we're asking. But yes, there is some self-study involved. There is some self-directed learning involved as well. And especially if you're interested, the time just flies by, and before you know, you're having fun. And almost all the students that I have taught and we've gathered feedback, their comments were that there just isn't enough time for them. They need more. So it's a very, very hands-on and interactive type of course. And yes, there are very few courses that have final exams. So if you're dreaded of the writing a quiz, there are a few courses that don't even have a final exam. They're all very, very hands-on, project-based learning. You actually build a so for example, today in this term, we're building a variable rate manure spreader. So by the time students are done attending their labs and attempting their assignments, there's nothing left in the course to do. So it's a very enjoyable experience, is what I've been told.
That's great. Thank you. I think this next question might be for Michael. There's no internship or field school for the Ag Tech Integration Post-Diploma Certificate Program. What kind of work integrated learning opportunities would I have as a student?
So yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure the mic still works. So yeah, there's different opportunities. So work integrated learning through the Alberta 2030 came down, I think it was last year. The advanced ed through the Alberta government decided the work integrated learning was going to be tied in with every program, well, almost every program that it's able to. So some of the different opportunities are these extracurricular different things, such as doing industry mentorship, as well as there's different programs within the college to go work within different industries within Olds, as well as the surrounding area, that tie in with your program. So there is funding for that as well as there's different provincial and federal grants that we're able to access to be able to set up things along those lines. I know I think it's within the diploma program, there is an internship between first and second year that students do get to do. It's been an interesting course so far from speaking with students that are in the program. So yeah, there are different opportunities, and yes, in the post-diploma certificate, there isn't the I guess there isn't the work integrated learning right in the course currently, but I think they are developing it within the program.
That's great, thank you. Just a follow up on that, I have a question here. Can you please expand on the internship portion of the diploma program? What kind of internships will qualify, and where can we see more requirements of that?
Rav, I'm not sure if you know more about this. So I know the basics of it. So yeah, it's within the diploma program. There's an internship portion of it. Through that, you will find a qualifying business within your second term. You'll bring that qualifying business towards your instructor. I think right now it's Simon Knutson, if I'm correct. And then they qualify it as an appropriate business, and then they start up the whole internship process where you start setting up an actual I guess contract with them to work a certain amount of hours to be able to gain a certain amount of knowledge and such like that. Rav, I'm not sure if you know more about the internship program. I know within the Olds College website, if you go into the program breakdown, you should be able to find some more information on it, because I think it is actually one of the programs.
That's great, perfect, thank you. Okay, I have a question for Alex. Alex, are you able to share your experience as a student athlete? Alex played on the soccer team at Olds College, and would you just be able to share that with us?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So, well, first of all, I was an international student when I came to Olds College. I was able to get a scholarship to play for the soccer team. That's how I kind of ended up staying around. Yeah, it was a great opportunity for me because it first of all, helped me meet people, because as I mentioned, I came here from a different country, didn't really know anyone around, so it really opened up the doors to know other people. And also, again, the opportunity for me to, practice the sport I love, get a benefit out of it, which was certainly, going to school and traveling as well, getting to know different parts of Alberta, just with my team and different places that we visited. It was certainly a good opportunity, and I will always encourage anyone to, if they play sports and that's something they want to do in a competitive way, to reach out to the coaches. So it's certainly a good way to, one, enhance your education, meet other people, stay active, stay healthy, for sure. So if you have that opportunity, reach out to the coaches. There might be a scholarship available for you as well, and I'm sure I will keep you, it will make time go by as well faster, but will for sure make things more enjoyable if you take care of yourself and also organize your times and everything that goes along with that. But again, say look into that opportunity if that's something that you like to do in the future.
That's great. Thank you. Another question about the internships, Rav, or maybe Michael, if you could help me out with this. What kind of companies? So do we have any company names have students internshipped at? So do you know any specific companies that students have been able to work with?
So I'm not 100% certain because I don't have the hands-on aspect of this program, and it is a different instructor, so I'm not sure if Rav knows either. If they'd like, they can email me at mfranku, and I can get back to them with the different companies that we have worked with. I can easily get in touch with the instructor and find out those different companies that we've worked with, though.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks. I'll send out an email tomorrow morning to all of our attendees as well with just a few contact names. And so I'll include Michael's information in there. And so feel free to reach out to him and ask those specific questions, and he'd be happy to help. I have a few questions for Margot, our admissions officer. How do you choose your timetable for the programs, or are you just put into your classes?
Great question. So the way the programs are structured here at Olds College, students are automatically timetabled into their courses, and they will take their courses in the order in which they are placed into their timetable. So there's actually very little wiggle room as those programs and all programs at Olds College are timetabled and scheduled. So we all share our spaces. So in that timetabling system, students in all of our programs are automatically timetabled. So you don't have to worry about picking your courses. For those courses that have electives, that is when your academic advisor will reach out to you and have you pick those electives that go into your program.
That's great, thank you. And Margot, maybe just another question for you here. Are things like parking passes and gym memberships included in student fees?
So your gym memberships are included in your student fees. Anyone can go onto the Olds College website, and if you type fee schedule in the top right-hand search bar, you will see a breakdown of all the fees and tuition and all of the college fees that are included. So your parking fee is not included. So if you are bringing a car onto campus, and if you are living on campus, then it is $25 a month for overnight parking, and I do believe it's $18 a month for those who are coming on and leaving for the day. So you will pay those when you pay your tuition and fees at the first of each term. And then if you are only on campus by chance for one term, or you sell your car, or you find another alternative way, then you return your parking pass to us, and then you are refunded for the amount that you do not use. But yes, athletic fees are included. Another question we often get about fees is the health and dental plan. So that is $350 a year. It is automatically included onto your account if you have alternate coverage. So maybe a spouse or a parent, you have alternate coverage, you have the opportunity to opt out if you can provide that you do have other alternate coverage. So that is also a step that we can help you, guide you through when it comes to fees and tuition.
Great, thank you. Another question for you. How would I go about applying for funding or a scholarship?
So couple of different ways. I am going to direct you to the Olds College website again, because there is lots of detailed information there with regards to student funding. If you are an Alberta student and you're looking for government funding or student loans, you're going to go to Alberta Student Aid. If you are from outside of the province, you are going to go to your province in which you live for that student aid funding. And you can start that process kind of at any time. They will not generally fund until about a month prior to the start of the program, when you're timetabled and confirmed in your classes. However, you can kind of get the ball rolling and do those pre-approvals and kind of get that organized. When it comes to scholarships and awards, Olds College, as we mentioned before, gives out close to $500,000 annually in scholarships and awards to our students. You will apply once you are here on campus. So at the beginning of each term, you will get a friendly reminder from our scholarship person and awards person, Christina. She will send you and say, hey, it's time to apply. So then you're going to apply to, it's one application, and you apply and are considered for all those awards in which you're eligible for. When it comes to, so again, you're going to apply once each term. When it comes to external awards, that's a little bit of work that you have to do on your own. On the Olds College website, there is an extensive list of some external awards that are available to students. It's by no means exhaustive. So take a look in your community, who you deal with your family, any companies that you deal with, maybe 4-H or a local club that are offering scholarships. You will want to make sure that your scholars, you follow their criteria, so what you have to supply for them. And every one of those are going to have a different apply date. So just pay particular attention. There's a lot of information out there, and a lot of people that are have scholarships and awards available. So a little bit of legwork on your part will go a long way with making up some of those funding opportunities.
Great, thank you. I do have a few more questions for you, but I just saw that Bertrand logged in. Bertrand, I'd love if you could unmute yourself and introduce yourself to our attendees.
Hi, everyone. I think I'm unmuted now, yes?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry, this is a totally new platform for me, and my iPad's in Spanish, so I'm not ever sure what buttons I'm pressing. My name is Bertrand Bickersteth. I am an instructor at Olds College. I'm a communications instructor, which means that I actually teach several different programs. And tonight we are doing ag tech integration, I think is what we're doing today. And so there's one course that I teach in that program, which is a very specialized course. It's all about communications and client relations, and we find ways of transforming our data and our technical information into vibrant and engaging ways to communicate with other people. So that's me in a nutshell, I guess, and that's the course that I teach. I'm not sure if I need to go on more than that, but if you have any questions, I'm here to answer the questions tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, you know where to put them, just in the chat. I have had a few come in, and Margot, you might be the best to answer this one. What are the term dates for applying for scholarships? I know the fall term is November 15th. When is the winter term date?
So the winter term date is actually February the 14th, which has passed. So hopefully they were able to get their applications in before that. If there is an issue, please reach out to Christina Kelly. Her email is, you can reach her at awards, AWARDS, @oldscollege.ca if you are a current student. Now, remember, Olds College scholarships and awards, for those amounts, those are for students that are currently enrolled in programs. So those that are applying to start these programs in fall 2022, once they start the program in September is when they are going to apply for those programs once they're already joined in the program.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Bertrand, I do have a question for you. Do you have examples of the kinds of hands-on experience within your classes? I think you're muted. I can unmute you. You're unmuted. Oh, maybe. There you go.
Okay, there we are. So in my classes, because we deal with communications largely, the actual content that we deal with, so the actual communications concepts, are very difficult to do hands-on stuff. So we do work on scenarios and we practice presentations and things like that. But I would say the hands-on stuff is really bringing in data that you use in other classes. So for example, there is a investors pitch competition that takes place at the beginning of every winter semester. And many students prepare topics or pitches based on interests and topics that they've been working on throughout the semester. And in our class, we develop the presentation so that you can go and present it in an actual competition. So in terms of the concepts, it's very difficult to do like hands-on but we do try to bring things into communications that you do in other classes. And in other classes, you absolutely will have hands-on work. I'm not sure if Rav is here, but Rav does things like that, and other instructors do things like that as well, where you're actually working with drones and, you know, building things and going through data and that kind of thing. But I can't talk about that.
That's great, thank you. And just while I have you, in one of your communications classes, what is the homework load like? What can students expect going in? What is the workload, and what can they expect to take home at the end of the night?
Yeah, so in general, I would say when you're at post-secondary, at the post-secondary level, you're going to have to expect to have homework. And it's unlike, say, high school, it's really on you to prepare for it and to have it done. So a rule that I often give my students is just generally think about, for every hour of lecture that you have, you're going to have probably an hour of prep and an hour of review afterwards. And then on top of that, you're going to be wanting to think about the concepts and things that you did and practiced in labs, and then comes homework. So it's actually quite a bit, right? I would say that the general load, so I don't know exactly how long it takes every student to do different assignments, but I can tell you that in my class, we have six major assignments that we work on throughout the semester. And that's a 14, 15-week semester. So it's roughly every couple weeks or so, something is due. It's a little bit more than that. It's like 2 to 3 weeks, something is due. And so you will expect that. You'd have to, you know, be preparing for that every day. You'd have to work on your lectures, or sorry, the materials that were covered, reviewing. And then every 2 to 3 weeks, there's going to be a major assignment due as well. Now, I'm not sure how other courses do. It's probably similar, but that's what you would deal with in communications.
That's great, thank you. I'm just gonna move over. Rav, when you had popped off for a second there, we were talking about the hands-on learning. I'm wondering if you can expand on that within the programs that you instruct for.
Sure, can you still hear me?
You betcha.
Okay, so I instruct 3 courses in ATI, the certificate program, and one of the hands-on project that we do, it's an integrated project that spans over 2 courses, and those 2 courses are ag function integration and automation and robotics in agriculture. The project that we do is for folks on the call, there is a technology used in the fields called variable rate technology. In nutshell, it has to do more with the ability to alter the rate at which you seed, fertilize, or spray in the broadacre fields. That technology has been around for quite some time, but we take a stab at how would we reinvent that technology, not with the idea that we're going to make manufacturers, but with the idea that if we rebuilt or if we reinvent that technology in the classroom, then we have a better idea. We would have a better idea what could be the common problems that you face with that piece of equipment that already has that technology. So the hands-on project that we do in the classroom is build a variable rate manure spreader. And we take that through all sorts of ups and downs. In the first term, with I believe with Tomas's course, who is another instructor at the ATI, we take a look at the business side of things. In my courses, we take a look at the hydraulic side of things or hydraulic subsystems, and then we also take a look at electronic control system associated to it, hereby just building the whole system on paper, and then also try to implement that in the lab setting. We have a couple of sacrificial equipment that we take a walk around. We have a couple of test benches where we build the electronic control system. We've got a full hydraulic and a hydrostatic lab that we build various components and pieces in. There is a little bit of math, but we prepare for it, and you know, by the time all said and done, the students feel very comfortable with taking on a project like that. They work as, it's a group project, so the groups split amongst themselves. We have, in this term, we have 3 designs coming up, and they're all very competitive designs. So in a nutshell, that's our stab at the, and yes, there is a field trip and a guest lecture involved as well. So this is an industry-backed project. So whatever we do in the classroom, the folks from industry, we've got a few OEMs that have partnered with us on this project, and they send their engineers, or yes, this one time last year we had vice president of engineering at McKee Ag, which is another manufacturer, come in and deliver a guest lecture. So they review the designs and work with students on how we could take it to market. We do everything except for taking it to the market. That we leave it up to the students.
Thank you. I have a question. Someone is wondering, they see some construction on campus, but are wondering what the heck's going on. I don't know specifically which part of the construction they're talking about, but is anyone able to speak to both the constructions that are happening on campus?
I can speak to some of that, I believe.
Thank you.
So there is a major, there was a major donation that was made to the college a few years ago. And what they've done is they're about to create an agricultural technology hub center. And so with the donation, we had a little change in our name. We became the Workland School of Agricultural Technology. And so AgTech now becomes one of our main focuses. So the AgTech Hub is going to be a state-of-the-art building that includes all kinds of different learning resources that are also state-of-the-art, but also access to being able to hold labs and to do the kind of, or engage the kind of technology that we're talking about in today's talk. There's also the other element to it is the animal health program is also undergoing renovation as well. And so these two parts are taking place on campus. The main bit though is this AgTech Innovation Hub, and it's going to have a huge impact on the campus in that it's going to transform where the front-facing part of the campus is. Right now, it's not really clear where you drive in and where the front door is, right? And so now this AgTech Hub is going to link to spaces that allow for that. I forget what the entrance is now. It's entrance B, I think. It's called parking lot B or entrance B from Highway 27, or sorry, the Highway 2A. That is now going to be the main entrance, and it's going to link the AgTech Hub to what is now the DMP. I can't remember if they're keeping that name or not. It's the Duncan Marshall Place, which is where the executive offices are, and that used to be the front-facing building. So a huge amount of development and renovation going on, but it's all in the service of making things more techy.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And if you don't follow us on social media, you should, because yesterday was Canadian Ag Day, and we did post it on our social media, a video of a walkthrough. It is still under construction, but it's just incredible to see this building transform. It's going to be amazing. I definitely recommend checking out that video. I have a question about some clubs on campus, specifically for agriculture or ag tech. Michael, would you maybe be the best person for that? Am I able to join any clubs on campus for ag tech?
Yeah, so I think I'd probably be the most fitting person on this panel. So prior to me working at the college, I was actually a student here. I took the ag management diploma, double majored in it. And yeah, there's the Aggies, there's the Precision Ag Club, there's the Land and Water Club, there's the MET Club. It all comes down to what you're interested in. There's the RPAS Club, which is the Remote Piloted Aerial Systems. There's judging, there's a whole bunch of different opportunities depending on what you're interested in. And then, like I said, I'm probably most qualified for this because I used to be part of the Students Association. So I used to help administer the clubs and develop these clubs, as well as I still help assist them when they have events and such. So like next week, they're actually throwing one of the bigger events on campus is the mock wedding. So clubs do different events like this where there's going to be just a big, I guess, gathering of students next week, and it's going to be a fun time, as well as like the RPAS Club held licensing, so your remote pilot aerial systems license. So they brought in a instructor, and we were able to acquire our RPAS licenses. And then the Ag Tech Club is actually doing custom work for farmers and different things like that. So depending on what you're interested in, there's always clubs that you're able to join.
That's great. Yeah, lots of options. Those will be on our website. Just a link to the Student Association page. It'll just all be laid out. Definitely a good resource. So I just want to ask, as we're kind of coming to the end now, is there anything, our three guests, Bertrand, Rav, Michael, is there anything else that any of you want to add to the conversation that we haven't spoken about?
I don't know if we have mentioned this or not, but I'm going to go first because I'm actually double booked and I'm supposed to be at another event right now. So I just want to quickly point out that Olds College is truly a unique institution. I mean, it has been around for over a century now, and it has been because it serves a very particular and very important need in this province. Part of the province's DNA is agriculture, definitely. But we should never forget that ag has always been involved and invested in technology. We use these buzzwords today and make it sound fancy, but there's never been a time in which technology has not been a part of agricultural development as well. And so I just want to point out that having a college that has been here doing this for so long, that is so hands-on and really seeks to be hands-on in as many ways as it can, connecting to things like the Smart Farm and OCCI, the Research Institute, and what all of your potential instructors do in their classes is an excellent opportunity for you to latch on to that identity that is at the heart of Alberta and Western Canada as well, and get a truly good education that's going to help you to move forward into the future with that. I just thought I'd throw that out because it is a unique program and it's a unique educational institution, and we should never forget that. And I'm afraid I have to go now, folks. Sorry.
Very well said. Thank you so much for joining us.
And I can add on to what Bertrand was saying. Another thing, what was that?
I said absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, so another thing is Olds College is a dedicated institution towards ag technology and agriculture. It's the only post-secondary in Alberta that is mandated by the Post-Secondary Learning Act to actually be focusing on agriculture. So we are a crucial part of post-secondary within Alberta, being one of the only ones that is strictly focused on agriculture. So yeah, that's one of the cool things that I got to learn in the past year.
Thank you. Rav, is there anything that you'd like to add before we wrap up? Maybe not. Well, that's okay. Last minute, if anyone has any extra questions, put them in the chat. As I said, we are going to be sending out an email tomorrow, just kind of summarizing what we spoke about today. If you haven't already scheduled in a campus tour, I highly, highly recommend booking one in. It's just a really great way to get your bearings around the college, better understand, you know, if this place is a great fit for you, which it will be. But Alex had mentioned March is campus tour month. So there, if you go to www.oldscollege.ca/campus tour, it'll just bring you right to a booking form, and it's just an easy access point. And if there isn't anything else, then we will wrap up there. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I speak for everyone who is on the organizer panelist side that this has been really good. There was some excellent questions. I know I sure learned a lot, and I hope you did too. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to email us at info@oldscollege.ca. And if not, we will talk to you all soon. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye.